Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands, and welcome to SP Patrons, where today we're going to be making the very first custom monthly music review for Ghost. So thank you very much, Ghost. How you doing? We got ourselves a track here. If we switch over to here, we've got a Red Bean Urban R&B Chinese cover by Jian Neo. Cover of Fei Wong's Red Bean. Yeah, I found some lyrics. So we've got lyrics for this. We're going to listen through this track from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Jian Neo. Interesting phrasing of that organ part there. Oh, nice falsetto there. I like the way that the organ is going around the headphones. It's fine for now. It'll be cool to see how that goes with the other elements of the mix if we get those later on. But the guy's got phenomenal vocal technique. I realize as well that I'm like very, very close to him. Like you can see him. He's here. So I'm glad that I have made sure to stick myself as far left to the screen as I can do. Oh, those falsettos are gorgeous, dude. Very breathy. Okay. Nice side chaining of those drum elements there. Yeah, there's a breathiness to his voice. There's a nice coloration and texture to it that I really appreciate. Oh, backing vocals as well. See, what I'm liking about this cover, if it's not the same as the original, is that we're staggering the additions there. We're not trying to throw everything at the listener at once. It's a really smart move. You don't, because otherwise you've got 3.5 minutes of everything, you know? It could be, that can become stale, even if it's initially interesting. Oh, there is a bass there as well. I'm glad, because we had nice panning and filtering on the organ and keyboard parts. It would have been a shame if the bass was absent from it. You know, we had space in the mix for that. Ooh, very slick call and response there. Yeah, that's why I was glad to have waited a little bit before I got all kind of like, I don't know about the leveling of the organ in the stereo field, because the drums even it out, and I think having those additional vocal layers there also even out the wah 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 with that in the background. It's nice. Everything's stacked nicely. I'm happy with it. Ooh, a little bit of vibrato there, like it almost. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Again, I was initially concerned about those backing vocals on the sides, that call and response there being a little bit too present, but that's okay. It's totally fine. Oh, because I can never let you go. I like that softness there. It's really sweet. It's really, really sweet. Yeah, I'm happy with this cover. Obviously I need to be sort of more familiar with Fei Wong's original to know if there's like a massive difference in it. But it's got that lo-fi contemporary R&B groove that I'm familiar with a lot of artists nowadays. So that's fine, you know. Again, like instead of a snare sound, you've got that click with a bit of a delay and reverb effect on it. And I think that's really cool. It's nice and present without kind of bumping too much with the elements of the mid group. Chord note accents there are nice. Again, those falsettos are effortless. I know I've talked about the falsetto a lot. It's difficult to get the transitions as smoothly as Jen Neo is doing here, and I'm really proud of him for that. It's not an easy thing to do, but we're smashing it. Oh, the bell tree, that shimmer is a nice touch. Yeah. Yeah, I know that's like that's a stylistic thing, wanting to have those like automated wow there. Or not necessarily automated. I know there's like stereo delay that you can have where it goes between them. And that's cool, we want to roll like that. It's totally fine. I'll just have a look through the lyrics before we get into the conclusion, but I'm happy with it so far. I just want to make sure that I have like the story of it before we go forward, because this is the important thing to remember about covers, is that you also are trying to communicate a similar or like a suitable emotional response to the story. You know, if you do a cover of a song, it won't make sense if you completely change the performance, because the emotional tone might vary too much from what is necessarily might not be you know, you need to be appropriate is what I'm trying to say. So I just want to have a quick read through this just so I can make sense of it and make sure this cover is also kind of appropriate. We haven't properly experienced the climate of blossoming snowflakes. It's nice to finally get more clarification on red bean. I know that literally every single person in the universe has told me what red bean means, especially with the first JHR review. But you can never be too sure, right? I haven't held hands with you yet while walking through a wasteland of sand dunes. From this moment on, I'll learn to cherish eternity. Sometimes I will believe that everything has an end, meeting and leaving ever there are times. There is nothing that can endure eternally. That can endure eternally. But I sometimes would rather choose to linger over letting go, right till scenery becomes clear. Perhaps you will accompany to see how far the stream will flow. So after having a look through the lyrics, because this is the conclusion. After having a look through the lyrics, my understanding of the song is that it's about two people who are in a situation where they might be in a relationship, or they might at least feel intimate towards one another. They are in a position where they're trying to feel each other out, wanting to understand, oh, you know, if things aren't that great right now, or if they aren't where we want them to be, will you stick with me and see where the stream goes, or is it too much of a risk to pass away, you know, or to give up? You know, like, do we want to stick at it, or do we want to give up prematurely? And I think that's what the song is about, trying to figure out the risk and reward of it, you know. I think that this was handled well by Jen Neo. I'm happy with it. I think that the performance here, not just from a technical perspective, but also from an emotion, the delivery of the emotions and the portrayal and the humanity behind it, I'm happy overall with how this was done. I think that Jen Neo sang in a way that it showed fantastic vocal technique, you know, with the breath control and the sound of it and the power behind it. And so, not necessarily power, we're trying to show a sense of vulnerability here, I suppose. We're trying to hold back a little bit. But it wasn't a weak vocal performance at all, you know. We clearly understand how to work that technique. Nice legato parts, switching between the high and body, the head voice and like the chest voice. And nice little bits of flourish without overwhelming it or overdoing it or making it seem like an ego project. So I'm happy with the fact that we showed that we could sing while not sort of being arrogant about it. You know, Jen Neo clearly has the vocals sorted, but also I think from like just because the structure is, I assume, the same as Fei Wong's original. In that respect, that verse chorus thing is quite sort of like, it's basically kind of similar. I think that's part of what will allow people to connect with us as well, is he's not just trying to put his own kind of like spin on it a little bit too much, you know. He's trying to stay true to the original whilst putting himself as like the focal point in a way that makes it his own. The organs, the bass, the drums, the clicks and the vocal parts, and that's all you really needed for this. I from what I've heard of Fei Wong's stuff, she does do things a little bit differently. Again, it's got that kind of lo-fi hip hop R&B musicality to it, stylist going on here, but it's a sensational, nice, warm, rich tone. And even though I wasn't initially like super sure about some of the elements of the instrumentation or the choices there in terms of the textures and coloration, at this point in time I'm happy with it. It makes a lot of sense, especially when it all came together near the end. The production and recording, mixing, mastering was sensational. I've got no complaints whatsoever what I heard there in regards to Again, at the end, I know I was talking about things being a little bit too loud in the end. It could just be because I'm like really anal about it. Because clearly, I know that they can mix and master given how fresh and polished and tight everything is. It just took me a little bit of a while to get used to some of the resonances within those organ bits. But like, that doesn't mean it's bad. That could again be a stylistic choice. It wasn't too loud. It's more like how would I personally have done it. But I think that that's courage right there to kind of put that organ part in there, kind of come after that at the end. Some people would like do a fade out, or some people would make it a bit quieter, but no, we needed that to fill in the gap where the vocals weren't. So it made a lot of sense. The EQ and stereo field, you know, panning and automation and stuff was great. You know, I enjoyed it. It sounded commercially viable, like it was ready for distribution. You know, limiting compression was great. And the fix on the vocal chain, the guy didn't need his voice fixed up, like he didn't need any auto-tune or anything like that. He sounded great on his own, but I'm glad there was that kind of crispness and clarity to it. That is symbolic of someone who doesn't take their skill for granted. They want to have everything sound professional, and that's what we got here. This is effectively my review, SP Patron video for Ghost, for Red Bean's Urban R&B Chinese cover of Gen Neo. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show Gen Neo some love via their various social medias and the YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you in next SP Patrons video. Thanks again, Ghost, for your suggestion. Spiderhands out.